What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with PPL Division 2 Week 9 of Season 4. This week we are going up against RTK. This is our team builder, as it says on the screen right there. This is our team builder. To go over quickly, excuse me, to go over what our team that we are bringing this week will be. Now, this week, pretty straightforward team, I'm not going to lie. And that is because I have a team, and RTK also has a team. His team only has 8 mons on it, as you are going to see right there. He only has 8 mons, which makes it a lot easier to plan for. Albeit, he does have some good mons on his team because he only has 8. However, my team matches up very well against it. First thing I was looking at is that he doesn't really break through my bulk of Toxibliss, especially with Stunfisk being there for Raikou. And also I have Hydreigon, which kind of really destroys his team. I have Aerodactyl that can destroy his team. Scarf Keldeo runs through his team as soon as Finny is gone. Victini has a pretty good matchup. So we're gonna run through the team. Take a look at what we have. First off, we have this Toxapex. Now this Toxapex is max Spadef, and it's here to trap the Tapu Fini. The plan of this game is to trap the Tapu Fini and then win with Scarf Keldeo. Now, the Toxapex, it's not just there for Fini, because if he's not prepared for it, he cannot really break this thing. It is Spadef. P2 doesn't do anything to it. Tapu Fini doesn't do anything to it. However, I will say this. Tapu Fini can do something to it if it does have Taunt. However, I can start wearing it down with Infestation. I get Regenerator whenever I switch out, so Nature's Madness isn't that big of a deal. I have Protect in order to get an extra turn of Infestation off when Taunt wears off, stuff like that. And then I also have the free switch into Blissey as well, which has Seismic Toss. Now, let's go back to Toxapex for a minute before we go into the Blissey. Raikou, if he's not a boosting item, so not Specs, not Ebelt, not like Magnet or anything, his Thunderbolts will do 50 to 60%, which is not a 2-hit KO because I have Protect. So what do? I just wear it down until he Volt Switches out, pretty much. So knowing that, I do have the Stunfisk on the team, knowing that he can just Volt Switch around, and I don't have to do anything really against the Raikou. Nidoqueen, if it's defensive, cannot 2-hit, well, it can 2-hit KO, but it can't because of the Black Sludge plus Protect in case he has a little bit of extra offensive investment. If he is modest with the Life Orb, then that's going to do a lot of damage, and I'm going to have to play around that a little bit more. But I can definitely scout for that. And I can also wear down the Nidoqueen as well with Infestation if he predicts the Toxic to come in. P2 can't really do anything to me. It could set up a sub, but I don't expect sub to come because I have so many different options for P2 on my team that could potentially come. Against the Kartana, that is one thing that would be able to force me out because I don't really want to be staying in and taking a potential Z Psycho Cut, which could come my way, or even he could set up Sword Stance in Toxapex's face and be able to knock it out with like a Life Orb, Psycho Cut, something like that. So I do have a backup plan for that in case that does happen. But outside of that, Arcanine cannot 2-hit KO unless it is offensive with Wild Charge. Otherwise, it doesn't 2-hit KO. Frostlass does absolutely nothing to the Toxapex. So basically, I'm pretty safe to just sit in here with Toxapex and wear everything down the entire game. He does have options in order to excuse me. He does have options in order to wear down the Toxapex and force it out. But I have mons on my team that can take advantage of those. And also, on top of that, if he doesn't bring the exact things that he needs to for this Toxapex, he's going to lose to it. That's just what it comes down to. So, that's going to be it for Toxapex. Moving on is we have Wish Passing Blissey with S-Toss and Ice Beam. I originally had this as my rocker on the team, however I decided, hey, Wish Protect and Seismic Toss does very, very well. It wears down the P2, wears down the Arcanine, forces them both to recover. Neither of them can really touch Blissey, especially because I do have Natural Cure, so they can't really Toxic me. Against Tapu Fini, I S-Toss that, and it doesn't have recovery, so I'm fine with that. Against the Dragonite, I do have the Ice Beam to stop him from potentially setting up in Blissey's face, at least for free. Nidoqueen, if it doesn't have Superpower, even if it does have Superpower, it's not doing a whole lot to Blissey. So that's, I don't really have much else to say about Blissey here. Like, Kartana, again, is something that can force it out, but I do have the Victini on my team that can cover both Toxapex and Blissey, so I'm not really afraid of Kartana. Not to mention, he's going to need so much coverage for my team that I don't see him even really bringing it, so I'm not really afraid of it. Against the Arcanine, like I already said, it can't really do anything. Raikou, it can set up like Calm Minds and potentially do things, but with Wish and S-Toss, I can end up beating the Raikou 1v1. And Frostlass I don't touch, but it doesn't touch me, and I can Wish into something that does touch the Frostlass, so I'm not afraid of it. So that's going to be the first two. That's pretty much the defensive core that I'm leaning on. And then I'm going to try and clean up the game with Modest Scarf Keldeo. And if he allows Tapu Fini to get trapped, this Keldeo does pretty much come in, and it gets a kill every time it comes in. He does have the potential to go Porygon as I go for Surf or anything that isn't Secret Sword. I can go for Secret Sword, and then he can go into Dragonite, potentially try to set up, but I do have options in order to keep it from setting up, like the Blissey, like the Stunfisk, as you were going to see. And then I come right back in and I can Icy Wind the Dragonite to kill it. So, not necessarily too afraid of the Dragonite itself. Yeah, that's going to be it for Keldeo. Like, Modest hits like a truck, and he doesn't have anything that can take a truck hit. That's going to be it for Keldeo. Next up, we have the Colbur Berry Victini, and this is here for the Kartana because the coverage that it needs for my team is it needs Psychic Move for Toxapex, it needs Fighting Move, well really it just needs anything to hit Blissey, but it does need Fighting Move for Hydreigon. It needs Grass Move for Stunfisk, and lastly on this set he can either be Swords Dance or he can be Night Slash. And if he's Night Slash, I have the Victini here for it, and I can 2-hit KO with Glaciate, which means I can slow down whatever wants to switch in and then hit it, or I can hit the Kartana with the first Glaciate as he's unable to kill me, and he's forced out, and I can go for a different move, and I can kill it with Psychic from that point, because I will outspeed it. I have Taunt on here for the Porygon 2, for potentially for Dragonite as well if it wants to try to set up on me. For the Arcanine, if it wants to try Morning Sun up, it can't really reliably do that. And that's going to be it for Victini, really. I have Blissey on this team to Wish Pass into Victini to keep it healthy. I don't have Hazard Removal, so if he gets up his rocks with Nidoqueen, that's his only Hazard Setter. It will pressure the Victini a tiny bit, but I won't be that afraid of it. Because Wish Pass from Blissey is just too strong into Victini, pretty much. Next up, we have Stunfisk, and it's just a normal looking Stunfisk on the surface. And it's literally all it is. It's just a normal looking Stunfisk. It's it's got Stealth Rocks to pressure the Finny in order to go for Defog, and if it doesn't have Defog, then I can pressure the Dragonite to come in on rocks, the Arcanine to come in on rocks, the Raikou to come in multiple times on rocks. P2 that doesn't have leftovers, it takes rocks. Tapu Fini, every time it comes in on rocks, it'll take some chip damage, which is nice. I have Earth Power to hit the Nidoqueen, to hit the Arcanine at 2-hit KOs. Kartana hits the Raikou super effectively. I have Thunderbolt in case I want to predict the Finny coming in. I can. However, if he is Defog, I'm probably going to set up rocks multiple times during the game. And I have Hidden Power Ice to 2-hit KO the Dragonite through its multi-scale before it can actually kill me. And I do have the chance of getting a static para if he decides to be outraged, which could do some damage. But if he is like +1, he sets up a DD in front of me, and then goes for Tectonic Rage. Let's say he has Stunfisk lives that with the Shukaberry and will be able to kill the following turn with Hidden Power Ice. So I'm not really afraid of Dragonite either coming in on the Stunfisk. And lastly, the last mon I have on the team is this Hydreigon, which as soon as the couple things that are faster than this Hydreigon go down, like the Raikou and the Kartana, this pretty much wins, because I can set up on the P2 by clicking Charge Beam. I can taunt it so it's not healing up. And then if I get a +1 special attack with Charge Beam as the Finny comes in, I kill with Gigavolt Havoc. I kill with a Gigavolt Havoc at +1, guaranteed, and then nothing else on his team wants to take a Dragon Pulse after that. So this is pretty much my win con, and it sets up as it does damage, and that's like my favorite thing to do. So that's gonna be Hydreigon. Nothing else really to say about it. It's just it's gonna do what it does, and that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video. Go ahead and comment. Tell me what you guys like about the team. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.